Welcome to the last and final episode of my 2019 Ramadan Ketogenic Diet Journal. I have a lot to report to you and give you some takeaways from this month where I've fasted throughout the month and then also followed the ketogenic diet during the hours when I wasn't fasting. First, I'm going to start out by talking about weight loss. A lot of people do the ketogenic diet to lose weight, right? That's kind of the primary reason. A lot of people are getting into it. And one of the things that people are doing to lose weight on the ketogenic diet is also fasting, things like intermittent fasting. And so I tried to do it in Ramadan, and so here were my results. I started out, before I started doing the keto diet, I was 205 pounds. And using the ketogenic diet, I was able to get all the way down to 182.8, or rounded up to 183 pounds at the beginning of Ramadan. So I'd already lost 22 pounds before I even started Ramadan fasting, in addition to my ketogenic diet. And so how did it go? It went great, actually. If you think about it, having already lost 23 pounds, I was at a pretty good weight, so I didn't know if it was likely that I was going to lose any more weight for Ramadan, but it turns out I did. I went from about 183 pounds down to 178 pounds, so about 5 pounds over the course of about 4 weeks, which to me is a pretty healthy pace for losing weight. I lost about a little over a pound a week during the month of Ramadan. As you may know from my earlier episodes though, my goal for the month of Ramadan and ketogenic diet was not to lose weight so much as it was to lose body fat percentage. And so that was a metric that I was tracking throughout the month to see if I could improve on it. And there was some improvement, but even that wasn't drastic. So what happened? I started out the month of Ramadan on my home scale at 13.9% body fat. And by the end of Ramadan, I was all the way down to 13.3% body fat. Now I know it's only 0.6% difference. I'm going to take it as a win, as a positive thing though, because it showed progress. And throughout the month, I was making progress on my body fat percentage. Similarly, at the beginning of the month, I went and had my body fat checked at my local gym. That scale was saying that I was at 8.9% at the beginning of the month, and then by the end of the month, I was down to 8.3%. So my verdict on fasting and the ketogenic diet is that if you do them both in conjunction, yes, you will continue to lose weight and you may even continue to lose body fat percentage. So success in that department. The next thing I want to talk about is cholesterol, because I know people who want to start the ketogenic diet, or even people that have been on it for a while, are really worried about what it might be doing to their insides because they're eating so much fat, right? So when you're having so much butter and oil and meats and perhaps even red meat, you start to wonder, like, am I slowly killing myself here? I mean, what's going on with my cholesterol? And so I was really worried about that. So I did a bunch of blood tests before I started keto, at the beginning of Ramadan, and at the end. And I gotta tell you, my cholesterol went down every time, and I was super surprised about that. So how did it work? Way back before I started keto, so this is in October of last year, I did a blood test, and my overall cholesterol was at about 163, okay? Then I did another blood test at the beginning of Ramadan, and that test came in at 150. So about 4 months of doing keto, my cholesterol dropped. Then I did another one at the end of Ramadan, and get this, this is a big one. My cholesterol dropped even more. It went from 150 down to 124, and that's actually the lowest reading I've ever gotten since I've been an adult and getting my blood tested. So it turns out that fasting during Ramadan combined with the keto diet was really good for my overall cholesterol numbers. However, I have to caveat that is that in addition to my bad cholesterol going down, which it went down in a big way, my good cholesterol actually went down too. And so that was a little worrying because my good cholesterol went from a normal range to a bad range. And so I'm trying to figure out why that is. One guess I have is that during Ramadan, I did not sleep much. I slept probably about 5, maybe 6 hours a night. And it's my understanding that if you don't get a full night's rest, like, 8, 9 hours, then you're likely to see a drop or some impact on your good cholesterol. Again, that's my guess. I don't know if that's the real cause. Going forward, I'm going to get back to my regular routine and sleep, full amount, and hopefully my good cholesterol goes back up. But again, overall, what I've found is on the ketogenic diet, cholesterol goes down, bad cholesterol goes down, triglycerides go down, and when I'm fasting, so during Ramadan, my good cholesterol also went down. So hopefully that'll bounce back up after Ramadan. Okay, so what are my takeaways? What did I learn from this experiment? Overall, I continue to believe in the ketogenic diet. It's been great for me. I've gone all the way from 205 pounds down to 178 pounds. My body fat percentage has gone down as well. I play basketball, I do other sports, I play with the kids, I feel great. I'm going to continue doing the keto diet. I've also heard of other benefits of the keto diet, which I can't confirm myself, but I've heard, it can prevent inflammation, it can improve with brain function, which sometimes I feel like I'm really sharp on the keto diet, so I can kind of understand that. And that it may be helpful overall to cut our intake of sugar and carbs generally to help for better body function. So I will continue to do the keto diet. A couple of things I will mention, people ask me like, well, you never eat desserts and you never have sugar. And the truth is, although I'm on the ketogenic diet, I do slip up every now and then, right? So during the month of Ramadan, at least once a week, I ended up having dessert with my family, or I might have like a traditional dessert, like a jalebi or something like that. But then the next day when I was fasting, it seemed like I would get right back into ketosis because I hadn't been eating all day, and so it wasn't 100% perfect. The other thing is, I only fasted 26 out of the 30 days, so there were 4 days where I was just kind of eating regular meals. But I mean, overall, I think my results are indicative of fasting for most of the month. Going forward, again, like I said, I'll continue on the keto diet. I may try to clean things up, eat less red meat, eat more white meat, seafood, try to have more veggies rather than maybe nuts, because you can go crazy on nuts. They have a lot of calories, so maybe I'll try to lay off those. But what I'm really going to focus on going forward is something that I couldn't do during Ramadan, and that was get a lot of sleep. So try to get, again, 8 or 9 hours of sleep if I can. And then also training, weight training and, playing sports. That really got minimized during Ramadan for obvious reasons. So I'm going to get back into that and then continue the keto diet, and hopefully, those combined will give me some good results, and maybe I'll check back in with you from time to time. Thank you all for following me this month. It's been a great experience. If you have any questions, feel free to drop some in the comments below or contact me directly.